The Philadelphia Eagles are now world champs after obliterating the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59 early this month, in which a large part of that success can be attributed to the Tush Push, which has been one of their most unstoppable plays. Now for those of you who don't know, Tush Push or the brotherly shove is typically used by the Eagles on short yardage situations such as 4th and 1 and on the goal line, where it will result in a first down or touchdown. In all honesty though, this isn't some brand new play the Eagles invented, as the QB sneak has been a staple for offenses since its introduction by Walter Camp, aka the father of American football, back in the late 1800s when he coached for the Yale Bulldogs, where it was originally known as the football wedge. But what separates this modified version of the Tush Push that the Eagles run from the rest of the league and past iterations of the play is its absurd execution and success rate. To give you context, since 2022, the Eagles have had an 85% success rate when running the Tush Push, which is virtually unheard of for any play in football. And to break it down even further, here are the statistics for the Eagles during both the regular season and playoffs the past 3 years, highlighted by their 92% success rate in 2022. Meanwhile, the rest of the league sits at around a 76% success rate on short yardage QB rushing plays. Now, the main factors obviously have to be attributed to the offensive line, which includes left tackle Jordan Mailata, left guard Landon Dickerson, center Cam Jurgens, right guard Mekhi Becton, right tackle Lane Johnson, and the since retired Jason Kelsey. And it definitely helps that they had two of the top 10 heaviest active players in Jordan Mailata and Mekhi Becton, who stand at 6'8", 365 and 6'7", 363 respectively. However, what I do want to highlight is the left side of the line, where Hurts ends up most of the time after each play, specifically the trio of Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, and now Cam Jurgens. The three of them essentially form a wedge, closing down the space between their shoulders and eliminating any gaps that the defense can penetrate through and get to Jalen Hurts. Defenses have pulled out all the stops to try and stop Tush Push, which linebacker Frankie Louvu from the Washington Commanders can attest to when he Superman jumped over the Eagles' offensive line on the goal line 3 consecutive times during the playoffs. Or take this play in the Super Bowl for example, where All-Pro defensive tackle Chris Jones attempts to stop the Eagles by literally lying in front of them on all fours, which ends up being a touchdown anyways. But what if there was a way to stop it? Now obviously the main priority is for the defense to be successful on the first 3 downs, forcing the Eagles to be in 4th and long situations and punt the ball away, eliminating the problem altogether. However, if you do fail and end up in short yardage situations, I think it comes down to 3 main factors in personnel, alignment, and technique. So starting off with personnel, if the Eagles do end up changing their players and bring up the jumbo package for example, the defense has to take this opportunity to sub in their strongest and heaviest defensive lineman to match that left side of the line, along with your best linebackers in run defense, say a Denzel Perriman, and not a coverage linebacker who weighs 220 pounds who could get moved off the line. Granted, the Eagles could stick with what they have on the field and run the play, meaning that the defense has to be on the same page in terms of how to utilize the guys they have on the field currently, and shift defensive alignment to that strong side of the offensive line. As for alignment, the best shot at stopping the Tush Push is to have your defensive lineman fill up every single gap, but most crucially, the B and C gaps on the left side of the offense, given that Hurts runs into that side the vast majority of the time. So you could have a head up 2 and 4 technique defensive tackle on Dickerson and Mailata, then pair a 5 or 9 tech defensive end outside of the tackle to double team Mailata and try to wash him down into Dickerson, and hopefully make a tackle on Jalen Hurts. And if he's unable to make the stop, you just gotta pray that your linebacker can smack Hurts with enough force to stop his forward momentum and get the first down. Lastly, proper technique has to be carried out by those same defensive tackles when they make contact with the offensive line. And I think that you can take a page out of rugby scrums, as it's pretty similar in that both sides are going low at each other. Specifically, I want to point out the second row players wearing 6 and 7 in the scrum known as flankers, as they give a clear example on how to go low while maximizing their force output by emulating a sort of horizontal squat position. And when combined with proper pad level and use of leverage, I think it can be an absolute game changer. So to answer the question, can the Tush Push be stopped? Short answer is a yes. Like every play, it has weaknesses that can be exploited if everything goes right, but to have the specific defensive player personnel required for this play, on top of executing it from the most viable alignment, and with proper technique, is extremely difficult. In an ideal world, you would copy and paste a couple of Vita Veas or Dexter Lawrence's on the D-line and call it a day, but yeah. I don't expect NFL defenses to all of a sudden render the Tush Push obsolete. However, I'm sure defensive coordinators around the league are cooking up ideas to stop it and begging general managers to take a couple of D linemen from this year's loaded draft class. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to like and subscribe down below. Yeah, thanks for watching.